On BBC Two, in just under 5 minutes, Newsnight reports from Geneva on the second day of the arms talks, and they'll be gauging the political temperature for a thaw in East-West relations with the former West German Chancellor Willy Brandt and the former US Defence Secretary Robert McNamara.
This is BBC One for the Eastern Counties. Now Spectrum reopens the news file with Stuart White.
Hit-and-run raids on animal research laboratories have become the hallmark of a campaign of direct action now being pursued by the militant wing of the animal rights movement. Their declared aim is to free animals from the threat of experiments and eventual death. But to the scientists who carry out the experiments in laboratories throughout the eastern counties, the action of the animal liberation groups is regarded as not only highly damaging to their research, but misguided. Hardly a week goes by without further clashes between scientists and the animal rights movement. Only 2 days ago, the homes of leading scientists were attacked by activists armed with petrol bombs and other missiles, though no one was injured. In a new and highly controversial move, the Cambridge test tube baby pioneers, Patrick Steptoe and Dr. Robert Edwards, have now proposed the use of animals in their own research. Given the backing of Parliament and medical ethics bodies, they believe that valuable lessons could be learned about the development of human embryos by implanting them into sheep or rabbits. It's a move that will be fiercely opposed by the animal rights movement and is bound to reopen the debate about the use of animals in research. According to the most recent Home Office figures, between 3.5 and 4.5 million animal experiments are carried out each year in this country. Many are for cosmetics.
It's these experiments, connected with toiletries and cosmetics, 18,000 of them last year, that give rise to the greatest public unease. But they're a drop in the ocean compared to the 3 million experiments carried out last year in the course of medical research. So what progress have the scientists to show for their animal research?
In surgery, all heart surgery and the whole of transplantation surgery are two very good examples. And the development of antibiotics and the control of diabetes from insulin. These are all examples of medical advances that would not have been possible without experiments on animals.
Here in the eastern counties, there are more than 50 laboratories licensed to carry out experiments on living animals. They are the universities, the government research establishments, including hospitals and public health laboratories, and commercial firms, drug companies and contract testing houses. Animal experiments are an integral part of many of our most profitable industries, tobacco and alcohol, as well as chemicals and cosmetics. And this is what the protesters find more and more hard to accept. Animal testing centres have now become the focus for a growing chorus of protests by the so-called animal liberation movement. It's been a year in which the movement has become increasingly vocal, as membership of the traditional animal welfare groups, such as the RSPCA, has declined. Not only vocal, but active. Anger and frustration that peaceful methods of protest were getting them nowhere produced a new breed of militants. They rely on hit-and-run tactics to make their point. Raids by animal rights activists have caused thousands of pounds worth of damage. Hundreds of animals have been released. Direct action will go on, they say, until they achieve what they call total liberation of all animals. But freeing the animals isn't enough for them. Now they've taken their campaign one step further. Of the latest outrages, the fear that a number of Mars bars had been impregnated with rat poison caused the most uproar across the country. Millions of bars were taken off the shelves for checking. In the end, it was all a hoax. But the Animal Liberation Front had achieved maximum disruption and, more importantly, maximum publicity for their cause. The government were quick to respond.
Well, it appalls me. It will appall everyone who has heard about it, that these people are prepared to sacrifice children on the altar of their own fanaticism. This is the worst of a series of incidents there have been in recent months, where bleach was put into shampoo that could have blinded people. 3 weeks ago, 3 people were put in hospital after the attack on an animal laboratory. Last week, the Animal Liberation Front said they were prepared to use fire.